We're going to be focusing on posing in this series, and I want to take you along with me in the studio to walk through some of my favorite essential poses to help you create beautiful art for your clients. So in today's episode, I really want to share with you a very simple wrap. I know when you're first getting started with newborn photography, it can be really frustrating and a little overwhelming because you see all these amazing images, all these hats, all these headbands, all these items that you think that you need to get. But honestly, you guys, I'm going to keep it really, really simple for you to give you amazing results. What I'm going to share with you today is this really, really easy wrap. It's one I usually start my sessions off with when baby's not sleeping. And it's something that you can do, but just by changing your angles, you can change up the look a lot. So that's what we're going to cover in today's episode. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single trick, tip, or tutorial. If we haven't met, I'm Lisa from Milk and Honey Photography and the Milky Way, and I inspire, empower, and educate newborn photographers just like you to create the business, art, and lives of their dreams. Now, before we get started, what I would love for you to do is in the comments below, just let me know your biggest obstacle or your biggest challenge with your newborn photography. I'd love to be able to help you. So I have my special helper, Bendy Becky, here, and she's going to be demoing you just a really, really simple wrap that I love to do with my clients. It's typically how I start my sessions. So I've got this, honestly, I've got a scarf. It's just a simple scarf I got for like $9 at an accessory store. Love the mustard color, and I love the color that it is on white. So I'm just going to show you a really, really simple wrap. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the scarf down. We're going to grab little Miss Becky here. We're going to place her so it's just under her shoulders here. I am going to take this side and I'm going to make sure that this arm is nice and tight down here, and I'm crossing it over and I'm tucking it underneath the other shoulder. Now I'm taking the other side and I'm crossing it right across as well. And this is typically how I'm going to start most of my sessions. I'm going to get some shots where I'm taking it straight on here. I'm going to be taking some here, different variations just by moving my camera. And I'm actually going to grab my camera and show you. Now, I don't actually have perfect lighting going on right here, but for the example I am going to show you, I do have her head going in the right direction. You're always going to want to light your baby with the light gliding down their face and not uplighting. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our camera and take a couple shots. Now I want you to promise me that you will be the safest photographer on the block and make sure that you always have your camera strap around your neck. Whenever we're working with a newborn, we always want to make sure we're the safest. So I always have my camera strap around my neck, so in case something were to happen, I've got it and it's never going to hurt the baby. So when I'm talking about angles, I'm actually going to grab a few shots here, and where I'm focusing on is the front eye here because I want it to be in focus. I'm shooting fairly wide open, and I'm going to take a variety of angles. Now what I'm doing with my camera is I'm actually using it like a steering wheel. I'm moving it around just to capture all sorts of different angles. I like to step away, I like to get closer, I like to move around, I like to shoot from all sorts of different areas. That helps me get a great variety in the session. So if you're struggling where your angles are supposed to be, my first tip is don't shoot up the nose. Now an up the nose shot looks like this. Not so attractive. I don't like when anyone shoots up my nose. I'm sure you wouldn't like it either. It's not so attractive for the baby. Where we want to be shooting is always sort of gliding down. And when I'm shooting this, I'm trying to get both babies' eyes in focus so they're on the same focal plane, which means they're the same distance away from the camera. So you can get a huge variety just by changing where you are and how you move. So as you can see, it's really not that hard. All you have to really do is think of your camera as a steering wheel. Now, if you're finding that you have a session where a baby is really fussy, utilize this wrap. Honestly, it is the most simple wrap. All you really do is place both arms down, crisscross it over, snuggle it in tight, and baby will stop flailing their arms. A lot of the times I find when you have a baby arrive, they will arrive a little bit fussy and they do take some time to settle. So having a swaddle like this in your bag of tricks will serve you well. Stay tuned for our next episode where you'll come back with me in the studio where we go through our transition, different ways that you can move the baby very simply to create big impact for your images. If you haven't already hit subscribe, make sure you do so you don't miss a single trick, tip, or tutorial. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you download, oh my gosh, I'm such a dork.